Hello there. Earlier on in the week, parts of Western Europe saw some record-breaking February heat. That is set to change, though, as things become a little bit more unsettled, a little bit more mobile with weather fronts pushing in from the Atlantic. That's going to bring some wet and windy weather into the UK and into northern France as we move towards the start of the weekend, which will gradually drift its way steadily eastwards. The best of the weather across Portugal, Spain, and not looking too bad into Italy. A few scattered showers towards mainland Greece and the Greek Isles, but in comparison to what we have seen, it's an improving weather story here as well. There will be a fair amount of cloud and some showery outbreaks of rain, which could turn to snow to the Alps over the next few days. Here's that weather front. So temperatures are going really from the high teens across the UK now down to around 10 to 12 degrees for many areas. A fair amount of cloud across the Low Countries and for Germany and Poland. So as we move out of Saturday into Sunday, there'll be yet more wet and windy weather for the UK into northern France and the Low Countries. The Mediterranean looks quite promising, though, with a good slice of sunshine on offer. So looking ahead, once that rain's cleared through London, things are a little bit quieter but colder into next week. It stays showery and cooler for Paris, with the best of the weather likely to be into Rome. We keep that sunshine in the southeast Mediterranean with Athens as well. 19 degrees, plenty of sunshine on offer, cooler and showery for Berlin. Hello there. Let's take a look at the weather forecast for North America. There's always something to say in the story here, but for Friday, things look largely fine and quiet. You can see on the satellite picture, actually, this stripe of cloud is perhaps the most ominous looking, and it is bringing some showers across parts of the Mississippi Valley and stretching up now into the Carolinas and towards Georgia. That will continue to drift its way through the eastern seaboard. Fine and settled, though, further west, but it won't be long before we see another weather front pushing into the California coastline. That's not great news. We've seen some localised flooding here, with some areas having half a metre of rain in a space of 48 hours earlier on this week. For British Columbia, though, it looks largely fine and quiet. The same too through Washington State down into Oregon, a few scattered showers. The cloud gathering, waiting in the wings, but Friday should be dry and fine for much of California. So there's some rain expected for San Francisco and for Los Angeles as we go into the start of the weekend. It clears away, though, by Sunday. Sunshine further north and not as cold as it has been. Across the eastern seaboard, we'll see the cloud and some rain starting to arrive into New York. That rain extends down back into Tennessee, Georgia, into the Carolinas. Florida itself largely fine and quiet. A little bit of fair weather cloud around. It looks likely that that's going to be the case as we move into the weekend, but we could see some wintry showers developing into New York through the weekend. Hello there. The most significant weather in South America throughout this week has been some heavy rain in Colombia, which has brought some severe but localised flooding. Now, we still keep some intense showers in this area through the course of Friday and into the weekend. You can see the brighter, vibrant colours here. I'll come on to that in just a moment. And those showers extend all the way down into southern Brazil as well. Now, the brighter greens and yellows denoting the intensity, and some of those showers merging together for longer spells of rain. So it's fairly relentless in some places. That extends down through western Brazil, down into the southeast. Rio de Janeiro seeing some showers here. As for Paraguay, Uruguay, northern Argentina, along with Chile, fine and settled. A little more cloud further south, some showery outbreaks of rain, but the weather not too severe here. So Rio de Janeiro should see those showers easing into the early part of next week. A few showers threaten Buenos Aires, though, into next week as well. Let's move to Mexico and Central America, where things are largely fine and quiet at the moment. A good deal of dry weather in the forecast. A scattering of isolated showers across the Caribbean look likely. Temperatures peaking at around 29 to 30 degrees, the expected high. So the city forecast is going to show little in the way of change. If you're heading towards the Caribbean over the next few days, it's fine, settled and sunny. Enjoy. Hello there. It's a quiet weather story at the moment across much of Africa. In fact, there's a good deal of dry weather in the forecast. Yes, we've got our rains close to the equator there, and we've got some heavier rains across northern Madagascar, but nothing particularly extensive. A few scattered showers into Johannesburg, but generally speaking, a good deal of fine weather. It's cooler than it can be, really, up into the far north. That's because it's a little bit cooler across much of the Mediterranean. We've seen some stormy weather, particularly through the eastern Mediterranean, and that's been affecting the weather across North Africa as well. So that's the story for Saturday. Looking ahead, we keep some dry weather into Cape Town with lots of sunshine and temperatures into the mid-20s. The showers in Johannesburg ease as well. As for the far north, well, it does look as though it's a slight improvement as well, getting just that little bit warmer, and it stays largely fine and dry. Now, for the Middle East, we have seen some stormy weather here, but it does look as though Saturday will be slightly quieter. Keep a few showers in off the Levant coast, and there's a bit more of a brisk northwesterly breeze, so the temperature's a little more subdued, 19-20 degrees across Iraq and Kuwait, and it's a similar story for Saudi, but the temperatures are expected to pick up. That wind will ease over the next few days, so it is a slow improvement, but certainly a good deal of dry weather in the story. And you can see that by the city forecast, so we get there eventually, those temperatures starting to pick up back to the mid-20s. Hello there. It's been a week of mixed weather across South Asia. We've had weather warnings for severe heavy showers across the northeast earlier on in the week, but I'm pleased to say that satellite picture shows that cloud and the showers have eased and things are fine. But at the same time, over to the northwest, we're starting to pick up more of a southwesterly wind that's driving in some outbreaks of heavy rain across parts of Afghanistan, Pakistan and northwest Indian states as well. To higher ground, we're seeing more significant snow. Elsewhere, it's a relatively quiet, settled story with some sunshine in the forecast. Now, into Central Asia, we're picking up some outbreaks of showery rain across Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan as well, and as you can see, down into Afghanistan, close to the borders of Pakistan too. So some of that will be quite intense. Much of India, though, fine and settled. We're seeing a pleasant 31 degrees into Mumbai. Should be shower-free through the islands of the Maldives. The same too for Sri Lanka. Can't rule out a few isolated showers here. And certainly an improving picture across Bangladesh and northeastern states with that recent rainfall easing away quite nicely. So the threat of showers continue for Colombo over the next 5 days, but elsewhere it stays largely fine and settled. It does look as though we'll start to see those showers easing in Tashkent too, and the sunshine return into next week. Hello then, let's take a look at what to expect then across Asia. And if we start off with the latest satellite picture, most of the weather action in two areas. We've got the heat of the day showers down through Indonesia, but also this stripe of cloud. Well, that is the localised Mayu front at this time of year, which can produce some pretty intense rainfall. So it's slicing China in two. It's bringing some heavy rain to Shanghai for the start of the weekend. To the north of that, we've got some lovely spring sunshine and warmth into Beijing, 15 degrees high. And to the south of that, we've got this glorious weather that we've seen just recently across Vietnam, also into Thailand. It's fine, settled and sunny. Those temperatures into the mid-30s. That's slightly above where they should be for this time of year. City forecast show a good deal of dry weather for many of the major cities. We could see some more heavy rain into Osaka, perhaps by Monday. Now for Australia, it's all about the heat as we move into the weekend. The heat set to return with the winds coming from the interior down through New South Wales, Victoria and Tasmania, where temperatures potentially peaking into the high 30s, low 40s. That could be record-breaking heat for early March, and it is going to be an issue. As for New Zealand, things a little bit quieter and not quite as hot. We're seeing a good deal of dry weather with those temperatures peaking into the high 20s, perhaps for the North Island of New Zealand. The good news is, though, the heat wave conditions will ease and it gets cooler into next week.